Welcome to day 5. We have arrived at the very end of the Grow Strong Challenge. And I've had so much fun doing this and putting this together for you, and I hope that you have too. I hope that you've kickstarted some great habits and that you've gotten re-inspired and re-motivated to get back on track and to really be more on purpose in your day. So the key is to not stop now, to keep going. As I mentioned yesterday, consistency is absolutely key. You have to create habits with these little challenges, and you will only get the results of really being able to change your brain and to transform your body and ultimately to improve your life if you're doing this stuff day in and day out. And I know a lot of you are here because you're not doing what you know you should be doing. So that's the big question. How do we stay consistent? How do we keep doing what we know we should be doing? How do we not fall off the wagon? And there are a few tips that I have for that. And one is that accountability is huge. You are 70% more likely to stick to your goals and to stay on track when you have accountability and peer support. And this has been proven. And so if you have someone that you can connect with and who keeps you on track and who keeps you motivated, then it just makes it so much more easy to do the things that need to be done. So having accountability and being part of a community like we've created here is really helps you feel like you're not doing this alone, because some of this stuff, honestly, 99% of people are not doing. And that makes it really hard, because it's like we're going against that pull of culture and the pull of society. And so we have to be even stronger to be able to really do what is stay in alignment with our highest intentions. So also having a guide and having a plan and having a structure. So structure, it really allows us to fall into routine and to fall into these habits, because we've created a means for us to do that stuff. If we're really trying to use willpower, it doesn't work. And maybe you've already noticed that your willpower has started to run out, and maybe it even ran out a few days into the challenge. If you've been able to stick with it all the way through, big props to you. Awesome. But the thing is, it will eventually run out unless we have structures in place, unless we have accountability and community and support. So it's so much easier when you really have a plan that you're following, so that you know exactly what you're working on every single day. And I did give you a lot to do every single day, and that's usually not my approach. My approach is slow and steady, because that's how real change happens. But I wanted to give you a taste, and I wanted to offer you a lot of value, and I wanted to give you things that maybe even if you couldn't do them during these 5 days, if you could come back to them and slowly implement them into your life, so that you can get these results that really are worth it. And that's another part of staying consistent, is understanding what the stakes are. So what are the stakes of doing this stuff every single day? Like, imagine having amazing sleep every night of the week. How would you feel? How would that change how you show up every day for yourself and for the people in your life? What about your diet? 90% of how your body looks and feels is attributed to your diet. So if you continue to eat low sugar and eat plenty of dark leafy greens, what would change? Like, how would your body completely transform? What would that be like if you really had a body that you absolutely loved and that felt strong and felt energized? And also, all this mind stuff, if you could show up every day with that mindset that allowed you to really move forward towards your goals and to have the confidence and that clarity and that sense of direction to stay focused on what matters most, like, how would that completely transform your life? And then what are the costs of not doing that? And that's, for me, something as small as doing my 15 to 20 minutes of exercise in the morning. If I just think of, okay, if I don't do this, I'm not going to feel as energized, and I'm not going to be as productive. I'm not going to be as focused, and I'm going to end up procrastinating, being a little bit lazier, feeling behind, feeling stuck, and I don't want to feel that way. So when I think about that, that motivates me to get on my mat, to do my exercise, because I know it's absolutely worth it. So I want you to think of, what are the costs of not getting stronger, of not getting healthier, of staying stuck? Like, do you really want that? And this is your life. Your life, you are here to actualize, to reach your potential, and you are absolutely capable of doing so if you do what needs to be done, of showing up, of being consistent, of creating habits and routines that really allow you to be the best possible version for yourself. And the thing is that often when we think about doing the stuff just for ourselves, it's not enough, because we let ourselves down all the time. So we have to expand into, how does this affect the people in my life? Your family, your community, your students, your coworkers, your colleagues. Like, that's really why we're doing this, because honestly, it's not about you. And you have to remember that. And when we stay small, and when we hold back, and we don't show up as the best possible version of ourselves, then it's not only us that we're hurting, it's everyone, and we're stealing from the people in our lives. So it's not about you. And when we realize that, it kind of takes the pressure off of the ego, because it's like, no, you know what? It's not for me that I'm doing this. And that's why I always say that self-care isn't selfish. It's the most unselfish thing you can do. And if you have kids, you know this. You know that when you don't fill up your cup first, they get the short end of the stick. They're the ones who, you're not going to be the best parent. You're going to be impatient. You're going to lose your temper. You're going to be short. At least that's what I experience. So I know that the stakes are so high, and that's really what keeps me on track. So I want to support you, and it does not have to end now. And if you want to continue to grow strong, if you want to really be guided into your next level of growth, I want to talk to you. So I'd love to get on the phone for 30 minutes and really find out where you want to break through. And I want to find out where you're stuck. And I want to talk about, what are your challenges? What's holding you back? And then I really want to support you in making the changes and reaching your goals and feeling awesome and getting healthy, and really being able to know that every single day you are moving towards your potential, because it's an amazing feeling when you know that you're doing the right things day in and day out. So that's my little pep talk for today, and on to today's challenge. So your body challenge today is hydration. So most of us are dehydrated, and then we're constipated, and we have low energy, and then we end up overeating because our body's trying to siphon liquid out of our food. So I'm going to put all of this information in detail in the email. So the right amount of water is basically your ideal body weight divided by 2, and that's the amount of ounces of water that you want to drink. So the really easy way to start to get that is to drink water at certain times of the day, ideally throughout the day. But if you start your day with 2 to 4 cups of water, and then you try to have a cup of water before you eat, and then another cup of water an hour after you eat, it's going to optimize digestion, absorption, assimilation. You're going to feel better, you're going to feel lighter, you're going to be more energized, you're not going to eat as much. So that's your challenge. Carry around a water bottle, something that's going to help you make it really easy to do this. Again, you want to set up your environment that supports the habits that you want. So if you don't have what you need ready at hand, you probably won't do it. So make sure that you're just carrying around a water bottle. That can even be a first step. Even if you don't get your full 6 to 8 to 10 glasses of water, at least you'll start to move in that direction. Your mind challenge is breath. So breath it's also body, but it's very much the mind. And if you practice yoga, you know that when we control the breath, we control the mind. And you might have heard the example of the mind is the kite and the breath is the string. So when you are stressed, and when often some of us, we do this all day long, we breathe very shallow, we breathe from our chest and we breathe from our mouth. And this keeps us in a stress response. And when we're in a stress response, it makes everything go wrong. So you want to start to train your body to nasal breathe. So even if this means like putting tape over your mouth so that you can start to train your body to breathe through your nose, that allows you to take deeper breaths. And at the lower lobes of the lungs, that's where you start to trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, which allows you to move into rest and relaxation. And you can use your breath very strategically as well. So when you're in a situation where you feel stressed, like for example, when I'm in the car and my kids are yelling or fighting or driving me crazy, I consciously take deep breaths into the back of my body, and that just allows everything to settle. And allows me to pause and to craft my most optimal response as opposed to just yell and lash out. So even if you can just take one deep breath, inhaling for 4 counts, exhaling for 6 counts, that is the fastest way to boost your willpower. And you can really create instant willpower through using your breath. So that's your challenge for the mind today. And for spirit, this is aligning with your values. And so I have created a values worksheet for you. And I want you to take some time tonight or sometime today to sit down and for about 15 to 30 minutes, answer these questions, which really allow you to clarify what's most important. And when we really know, and this is, we all know what's most important kind of unconsciously, but when we make that implicit thing explicit and we actually write it down, we're more likely to adhere to them. And when we stick and when we align with our values and we make choices that are congruent with our values, then we really make better choices. We set stronger boundaries. We feel more on purpose and in alignment and fulfilled in our lives. And there's a sense of clarity and simplicity that comes because it's like we don't have to spend too much time wondering what's the right decision, what's the right choice, what should I do? And we waste a lot of time thinking about stupid stuff. Like what to eat and what time to go to sleep and if we should exercise. And that's why habits free up tons of brain space that you can then put towards your dharma and your purpose and to the more important things in your life. So take some time, write out your values, make them into a nice little, picture if you want, or put them on an index card, use it as a bookmark, as a reminder, so that you can really start to know that you are living in alignment with your highest intentions and your highest self. So I hope that you continue to do these things, and I hope that you've gotten a lot out of this, and I've so enjoyed being here with you. And thank you so much for showing up for yourself and really recognize that your desire to grow stronger and really connect to that part of you that really wants to live from that higher place. And connect with that person as much as you can, as many little micro moments in the day, and you will transform your life. So thanks for being here. I want to talk to you, so set up a time to talk to me in the link that I'll post after this video, and I hope to see you soon.